Hi everybody, it's Talk to Me Tuesday, and it is the 11th of August, I think. I can't remember. I think it's the 11th of August. It's all running into one at the moment. Quite a lot to show this week. I have been doing my Pinterest challenge. So I said last week that I have got 3,500 pins on Pinterest, and my challenge is to start making some of the things that I'm pinning. It was a bit weird actually that when I started trying to look for the first project to make, I realised that I needed to have like duplicate pins on there, but a lot of the boards that I had 30 boards, and a lot of them made no sense whatsoever. So I had like a quilting board which had everything from quilt patterns, quilting assistance, there's some Harry Potter stuff on there, there was some quilt ideas that I'd come across on there. So I actually went through my Pinterest when the kids were watching, you know, Lego Ninjago or Postman Pat the movie or whatever it was they were watching. I went through and sort of went through each of the boards and put every pin somewhere else in a more appropriate category, and then deleted the board down. So I've ended up, still got about 25 boards, but I have ended up drastically reducing my pins down from 3,500 to 1,500. I was being artificially boosted by a board that my friend had set up and had opened up to a lot of people, and it had 750 odd pins on it. There were 3 of them that had that kind of high, that they had a couple of hundred pins on there, and most of it was stuff that I would never use. She has dogs, and it was all doggy sewing things, or I don't have dogs and I'm not going to get dogs because I'm allergic to them, to the dog hair, not the actual dog but the dog hair. The only pet I ever want is an owl, and until I can get one of those, nothing else is going to matter. I have pet children. So I really culled it right down, which was brilliant. That meant that I could actually focus on things I wanted to make. So I have made a few things this week, one of which was this. I'm just trying to get it so you can see it properly. They are teacups. It's an applique teacups with just a pieced border. But I found the pattern I've had pinned for a while, and I turned it into, it wasn't a pattern, it was just a picture, and I printed it out and then cut it out on freezer paper and turned it into a pattern for this. Ooh. So each of the teacups has kind of like a pretty floral fabric, and then there's a teacup at the bottom, and then I just pieced with some leftover charm squares that I found. So I now just have to quilt that and get some backing fabric, so that I'll have to wait till payday, my husband's payday, because I've spent my budget this month already. I also did, again, while Postman Pat was on, we watched Postman Pat a lot this week, like almost every day it's been on. The kids have gone nuts over it, and so I spent some time doing this. Let me get something to go behind it because you can't see. Bear with me. There we go. That's better. So this is Jennifer's pattern for the Patronuses. So I did that, and I'm really pleased with it. I think it's come out really well. It's the first time I've done the technique I used, which was, because I chose such a dark fabric, I didn't know how to go about marking the pattern on here, so I used freezer paper, and then I actually stitched through the freezer paper and then tore it all off, which is fine with this kind of pattern because it didn't loosen any of my stitches, but I am a bit worried if I do it again I'll have to try and find some paper that's a bit thinner than freezer paper, because I was a bit worried I was going to pull my stitches out. But yeah, so that is now done, and then that got me started on another pin that I had, which was this kind of patchwork bag made up of individual patchwork squares. It was a bit of a, like not a cuddle bag, a rag quilt kind of bag, and the patchwork squares, and the woman had actually individually on each of the squares, some she just used like really cool fabric that she thought reminded her of Harry Potter, and some she'd put hand embroidery on. So I really liked that pattern, so I'm thinking about making that into a flap of a bag. And then I thought, well, I'll just, again, I pinned different Harry Potter things that I wanted to turn into embroidery. So I've been, excuse my phone, I've been doing these, and you can't really see this one, but it says Wingardium Leviosa, and there is a feather in the middle, and it looks better in person. You can't really pick it up. No, quite like that one. And then I did some glasses and a lightning. Now I apologise for my hand embroidery because I'm not that great at it. It's not something I do a lot, so it kind of does tend to throw me. Deathly Hallow symbol. And then this one, which is Luminos. And I actually put some buttons on here. I might try and make the buttons into sort of stars with some more white thread. I don't quite know yet, but I thought the buttons would look quite cute. And I have more that I want to do, so I have this one ready to go. So this is a snitch with the eye open at the close. And then I found this key in my in with all my jewellery making things. I was going to do some steampunk jewellery, but what I'm going to do is take the wings from the snitch and put them with the key, so it'll be like the flying keys. I'm not showing that very well, but I'll show you that when it's done. There we go. But that's my plan with the key. And then the other project that I took from my Pinterest that I pinned last year with my I want to make this for Christmas and then just ran out of Christmas time is I made this mini wall hanging. Can't really see it properly, but it's basically 4 Christmas baubles. Oh, there you go. Made with Christmas fabric. I had seen the pattern for the Christmas baubles, so I just recreated it. But yeah, I love doing that. I wanted to do Christmas quilts last year, but I just ran out of time with everybody's Christmas presents that I made. But no one's getting handmade Christmas presents this year because they've had them for 2 years running, and I think it's time to have a break from it. I might make something for my new niece, but I think everybody else will be ready for a break. Aside from that stack, I haven't really done anything else this week. Kids are still on holiday, so as I said, it's been fitting hand sewing in while watching Postman Pat or Lego Ninjago or the Care Bears. And I'm very relieved that I don't live in America and have 12 weeks holidays that Jules was telling me about, because I'm not sure the children would survive the whole 12 weeks, especially not with the cost of things here. It's, to go to the cinema, it's just like £50 to go to the cinema, which is near enough $100 to take the children to the cinema and to go out for something to eat while we're there, and for them to get popcorn, and even just the cinema on its own is £30, and that's for the 4 of us to go to the cinema. So we did go to Blackpool at the weekend, which is where my husband is originally from, and we had a really good time on the beach in Blackpool. Blackpool is like, I'd like to say it's like Vegas. I think it's more likely like Reno, but British and really, really dodgy. It's the hen party capital of stag party capital of England, I think. Everybody seems to flock there, so you quite often see like drunk people on the street dressed up at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's not a great place to go. But it's got a really cool tower and a very cool beach, and we went to the town just to the side of Blackpool, which is a lot posher, and had fish and chips on the beach, and the kids played in the sand, so that was nice. And now I'm rambling about stuff that doesn't involve crafting, so I'm going to go. Hope everybody has a really good crafty week. I'm really excited that I won this month's prize, so I'm really excited about that. Thank you, Jennifer, and yeah, bye.